9 signs you should not trust a woman. When it comes to relationships, trust is a key factor. It's important to be aware of the signs that could indicate a woman might not be worthy of your trust. While it's never safe to make assumptions, being aware of some of the most common warning signs can help you determine whether or not a woman deserves your trust. In this video, we will discuss 9 signs that may suggest you should not trust a woman. Welcome to another TipDaily video. 1. She's always late. Being late is a sign that someone doesn't respect your time, which can be indicative of other trust issues. If your partner is always late for dates, meetings, or appointments, then it could be a sign that she doesn't value your time or that she's not a reliable person in general. If she's consistently late and offers weak excuses, then she may not be the most trustworthy person. It could be a sign that she's not being honest with you or that she doesn't have respect for your time or your feelings. You don't know where she goes. If she often disappears without any explanation and leaves you guessing where she went and why, then this could indicate that she's up to something untrustworthy. Not knowing where she goes or who she's spending time with raises suspicions that something may be going on behind your back. She never takes responsibility. A lack of accountability shows an inability to take responsibility for her actions. Another red flag when it comes to trusting her. If something goes wrong and she refuses to take responsibility for her part in the issue, then it could mean that she isn't really capable of owning up to her mistakes, which is important when building trust. She hides her phone. Everyone needs some privacy, but if she hides her phone from you regularly, then there's likely something that she doesn't want you to see. 2. She's always on her phone. If you're noticing that a woman is constantly on her phone, then it might be a sign that you can't trust her. Women who are always on their phones could be using them to stay in touch with someone else or even talk about you behind your back. If she's avoiding looking at you and constantly has her eyes glued to the screen, then it's a good indication that she might not be as trustworthy as you'd like her to be. Pay attention to how she acts around her phone and if she's constantly checking it when you're together. It could be a sign that you shouldn't trust her. Even if you don't see her on her phone all the time, keep an eye out for whether or not she takes calls while the two of you are spending time together, or if she avoids taking calls in front of you. Additionally, if you catch her changing the topic of a conversation every single time her phone rings, then this could also be a sign that she's hiding something from you. 3. She's always talking about other guys. If a woman is constantly talking about other men, then it could be a sign that she doesn't respect you or the relationship that you are in. She might be looking for someone else to fill a void in her life or simply just trying to make you jealous. Either way, it's a clear warning sign that she is not to be trusted and may have ulterior motives. Pay attention to her conversations, and if she talks about other men too much, then it's time to have a serious discussion about your relationship. It's also important to set boundaries so that your partner knows what is acceptable behavior and what isn't. Additionally, if the topic of ex-lovers arise often, then take note. This could indicate that she's not over them and may still harbor feelings for them. This kind of emotional baggage can be dangerous for any relationship. 4. She's always flirting. Flirting is a great way to build relationships and show someone that you're interested in them, but it can also be a sign that someone is untrustworthy. If the woman that you're dealing with is always flirting with other people, then it could be an indication that she is not as interested in a meaningful relationship with you as she claims to be. Flirting isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it should only be done when appropriate and in moderation. If she's constantly flirting with others, even in situations where it's inappropriate or uncomfortable, then it could be a sign that you should not trust her. She might be using her charm to manipulate others for her own gain. She may also tend to lie and make up stories to get out of her tricky situations, so watch out for this behavior too. 5. She always wants to go out. If a woman is always looking for ways to go out and have fun, then this could be a sign that she's not as reliable as you'd like her to be. While it can be fun to go out, if a woman always wants to be on the move, then it could be an indication that she's not taking your relationship seriously. If you feel like your relationship is being neglected because of her need to always go out and socialize, then it might be time to consider if you can trust her with your time and energy. You don't want to give all your attention to someone who isn't going to reciprocate it in return. She talks behind other people's backs. Women are often known to talk behind people's backs, and this is definitely a red flag when considering whether or not you can trust them. It doesn't matter how often they do it or who they're talking about. If they're talking behind other people's back, then the chances are that they will do the same to you at some point. Pay close attention to how she speaks about others. If there are any signs of dishonesty or ill will towards others, chances are that there will be something similar between the two of you one day too. 6. She never pays for anything. One of the biggest red flags is you should not trust a woman if she never pays for anything. Whether it's a restaurant bill, a movie ticket, or even a cup of coffee. If she's always expecting you to foot the bill, then this could be a sign that she's not interested in investing in your relationship. It could also be a sign that she doesn't respect you enough to contribute financially. If you've noticed that she never pays for anything, then it's time to reassess the trustworthiness of the relationship. Not only does this lack of financial investment mean that she's interested in contributing, but it can also indicate that she's trying to take advantage of you and your resources. Furthermore, it's important to consider her attitude towards money when thinking about trusting her. Is she careful with spending and mindful of her budget, or does she spend recklessly and carelessly? If she displays an irresponsible attitude towards money and finance, then it might be hard for you to trust her overall reliability and judgment. 7. She always has an excuse. This is one of the biggest red flags of all. If a woman is constantly making excuses for why she isn't able to do something, then it's a sign that she's not being honest with you. She may be trying to cover up for something or avoid doing something that she doesn't want to do. Trusting someone who always has an excuse for why they can't do something is almost impossible. If you find yourself in that situation, then it may be the best move on. Another warning sign that you should watch out for this is when a woman talks badly about other people. Someone who talks down about others often do so because they are insecure about themselves and it reflects poorly on their character. If a woman is constantly comparing about others, then it might be time to question whether you can trust her or not. Similarly, if a woman takes advantage of your kindness and generosity by expecting too much from you without offering anything in return, then this is another big warning sign. 8. She's always talking about herself. It can be a major red flag when a woman is always talking about herself. If she seems to bring up conversations and topics of conversations that are completely focused on her and doesn't bother to ask you any questions about your life, then it could be a sign that she's not really interested in getting to know you. She may be more interested in trying to impress you than actually getting to know you as a person. When a woman talks excessively about herself, it could also be a sign that she's selfish and uninterested in the lives of others. Additionally, if she does not seem open to listening or having an open discussion, then this could indicate a lack of respect for the other people's opinions or feelings. If a woman only talks about what matters to her and never takes the time to hear out the opinions of others, then this is a clear indication that she isn't someone who is worth trusting. 9. She never remembers anything. One of the sure signs that you should not trust a woman is if she never remembers anything. If it seems every time that you talk to her, she tries to make plans or she can't recall any of the details that you mentioned previously, then she's not someone you should be trusted with important things. This could also be a sign that she isn't taking your relationship or conversation seriously, which could spell trouble for both of you down the line. Make sure to keep your conversations to a minimum or cut them off altogether if she can't seem to remember what you have said. What do you think? Did you find any of those signs useful? Do you have any experience about it? If you do, then please let us know in the comment section down below and discuss it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that we can keep on making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.